just down here in the caves, collecting all sorts of cool looking goodies to decorate the build. Now, I'm a little bit on the fence about whether or not to stream the building. I guess you will know at this point because this video will come out after the stream if I did decide to stream, but it's very likely that I didn't decide to stream. In which case, here's a build montage. I have definitely overestimated how much I could do with the materials that I have. So I'm just going to build a quarter of a fraction of what I had in mind. And maybe just build like a quick little shelter here so I can put some machines in. And this may have to wait until I have some better resource generation methods because I just don't have enough blocks. And getting more manually is very tedious. But I hope this gives you an idea for the scale I'm going for. This is just the starter base. It's going to get bigger. Well, I am basically out of materials, at least the ones that I want, so this isn't much. I haven't done much, and to be honest, I'm kind of struggling, so I think I am going to stream, probably pretty often, because I really have no idea what I'm doing with this building style. It's like totally new to me. But the idea here is a building that is kind of built on top of a tunnel, so I can keep going this way, and this pathway will keep extending that way all the way to the cliff face. And this will kind of be the starter home. So I can have some machines over here, some machines over here. I left the sides open because I probably need some space to expand. I don't think this is going to be the full width of it. But given that this isn't the full width, this doesn't feel tall enough. So I probably have to shift this up a little bit. Probably a lot, actually. And as you can see, I've only done a quarter of the circle on the map. There's only this much done. Because I want to make a copy-paste gadget, so I can just copy this, rotate it, and paste it, because I don't want to build all of this by hand. Similar thing here, I think maybe I should wait till I have a cut and paste gadget, so I can cut this top part, move it up a bit, and paste it again. I don't know. Ideas. I also need glass, which I don't have. I have lots of advice and information about how to do kind of micro detailing of this place, but I don't know what I'm doing with the shapes. Like, I don't know what I'm doing with the big buildings. I have no clue what I'm doing. Send help. Okay, I couldn't help myself. This is more like the shape I had in mind, which is a bit nicer. I made it quite a bit wider. There should be plenty of space for the early ages of the game, like Steam Age basically, pretty much. Maybe a bit of LV. I do need a roof if I'm going to do LV stuff here. I still left a little bit of space to expand if I still want, but clearly the shape of the wall kind of implies that it closes off like here, but it doesn't have to. Now I do need glass, and I do need like some greenery to make this actually pop. So this is really just a frame. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing with this. So I think as you watch the series, a lot of the buildings are gonna look incomplete for quite a while, just because I don't know what to do with them. But I will finish them all eventually, probably. Unless I finish the game first, which is possible. That's what happened in Star Technology, and it's kind of what happened in GTNH. And it's probably what's going to happen here, but at least the early buildings will definitely be completed. So I will move all of my stuff over, probably also build a roof, though I think it's just going to be like a temporary roof because I don't know what I actually want the roof to be made out of. Probably something like thatch or bamboo. I do have some thatch here. I do have some terracotta as well. That could be an option for the roof. I don't know. Unsure what I want to do with the roof. But anyway, I'm going to start shipping some items over here. Where's my boat? Super incomplete, but honestly, I see potential. Okay, stuff has been moved over. Everything's really dark because I don't have torches. Something I need to rectify. But for now, I want to continue with progression. Steam machines. There are 4 steam machines, and 2 of them effectively give me material discounts from where I am right now. So the forge hammer lets me make 2 plates from 3 ingots instead of making 2 plates from 4 ingots. And the alloy smelter makes me 4 bronze for 3 copper and 1 tin, instead of the inefficient 3 bronze for 3 copper and 1 tin. To make these 4 machines, there is an optimal order in which to do this, but it is not important. I worked it out just because I was curious, and the options are I do forge hammer first, then alloy smelter, then the other 2. And the other option is I do the alloy smelter first, and then the forge hammer, and then the other 2. In either case, these 2 are going to contribute the same amount to the total cost, so I've just ignored them. So it's just the cost of making the forge hammer and the alloy smelter where there can be a difference between the 2 options. And I worked it out, and if I do the forge hammer first and then the alloy smelter, making these 2 multis is going to cost me 44.5 copper and 14.83 tin. If I do it the other way, where I do the alloy smelter first and then the forge hammer, it's going to cost 43 copper and 14.33 tin. So I save half a tin ingot and 1.5 copper ingots. This just goes to show that it really doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to miss what's effectively 2 bronze ingots. That said, I did work it out, so I am going to save those 2 bronze ingots. First 2 machines are done. I gotta hook them up now, and to do this I'm gonna use the small bronze fluid pipes. I can't use the wooden ones because they don't hold steam. It says so explicitly on the tooltip, and each pipe has a temperature limit and a transfer rate. The small bronze pipes are not that good, but they're the best I have right now, and I don't need that much of a transfer rate at the moment, so I'm just gonna use these. To connect them to the machines, I can use a wrench and look at this bottom face. And they're connected. Now I just chuck some coal in here, and this starts working. It's gonna have to heat up a bit first, of course, to 373 Kelvin, and then we start making steam. And the steam, usually, I think it's the same in this version, but usually it gets output from all sides of the boiler, including into these pipes. And they go through the pipes into the machines. And these machines, by the way, because they're steam machines, they need to have the back face open, the venting face. You can change which face is the vent face by right-clicking with a wrench, but I don't mind it being just the back. Electric machines don't need this, so this only needs to be considered for steam age. Now, eventually this will start making steam, very soon now. There we go, we start getting some steam, and it starts filling up the 2 machines. Remember when I said this was very slow? This is what I meant. This is so painfully slow. Now the steam production does get faster the hotter the thing is, so I do want to keep this running basically all the time. Probably would be good to have a big buffer of steam somewhere, but I don't know what tank to make to do that yet. So for now, I'll just make sure that these machines are always running. Still have to make these 2 low pressure steam machines. After that, we can start making some wires from conductive iron and red alloy, both made in the alloy smelter. And we can also make a primitive blast furnace and fire bricks. This is where I will be making my steel. So it's a pretty slow recipe, but I can convert iron into steel. The fire bricks cost liquid concrete, gypsum, and fire brick. Gypsum is in an ore vein that I need to go find. Concrete is made with calcite, which I found in the last episode. And fire bricks are made of brick dust and clay dust. Pretty painful, but I'm gonna get all that stuff together. I have noticed this way too late, and I am embarrassed. It looks like the ore generation is similar to GTNH, in that every 3 chunks there is an ore vein. I have been digging off of a potential ore vein chunk this entire time. The ore veins seem to spawn on this column of chunks, and I've been digging in this column of chunks. And do you want to know how much I've been digging? I have been digging a lot. Oh my god, dude, I've wasted so much time. There's just deposits on the surface. Oh my god. Well, clearly, I am not an expert. Oh, finally, redstone. Amazing. Ooh, interesting. Ore veins can overlap. The redstone is deep and the magnetite is shallow. That's near the surface. That's interesting. This is a giant ore vein. Look at how deep this goes. My god. And here's the redstone. I mined a ton of ore, and I need to get to processing all of this. I'm gonna start with the diamonds, which can be smelted into diamonds. I also got a whole bunch of gypsum and a whole bunch of calcite. The conversion right now is pretty sad. It's 1 raw ore to 1 dust for both of them. And for each primitive blast furnace, I need 66 calcite and 66 gypsum. So I kind of only have enough to make 2, which should be enough for now. So a couple of notes about making these PBFs. Brick dust, there are 2 recipes. I could do this one, just grind up some brick blocks with mortars. This would be faster, but much more materially inefficient. And I also don't really have an easy way to get bricks, so I don't think I'll be doing this recipe. Instead, I'll do this one, where I macerate a brick into a full brick dust. So it's 4 times better. But of course, it's slower because I have to use a machine. Sand, however, can just be mortared for the same amount as maceration. So I'm just going to do the mortar recipe because it's faster. But gypsum and calcite, if I'm willing to wait, which I am, I can grind it up into twice as much gypsum and calcite. It's going to be horrendously slow, but this gives me time to do some building. So I guess I'm okay with that. But that would give me double the calcite and gypsum, which means I could actually probably make 4 primitive blast furnaces, which I think I will do. Okay, it's ore processing time, but you're probably not going to see any of that. You're probably going to see me building instead. Okay, this is worth interrupting the montage for. In EMI, you can set these 2 keybinds, craft 1 to inventory and craft all to inventory. This is crazy, because now I can just control click this, and it crafts it all. So much nicer. Anyway, back to the show. I don't think I mentioned this yet, but you can use creosote buckets as fuel. And now we can get these primitive blast furnaces going. They are pretty slow, 75 seconds per steel, or I guess per 4 steel. So I guess in the meantime, I'll work on getting these wires. And also, as soon as I get a little bit of steel, I can make a nether cake, which lets me go to the nether. In this pack, the only way to enter other dimensions is with cake. So I have like an overworld cake somewhere in storage that I can use to get back. Anyway, I need to do this to get some sulfur. I'll also get some glowstone, soul sand, and other stuff, including more building blocks, so I can spruce this place up even more. Oh yeah, what do you think of this, by the way? This looks kind of cool, right? It's clearly a work in progress. Like, this section of the wall looks really boring compared to this, which looks great. And also the floor is kind of nice. I'm wondering if there's a better material I can use for this section of the floor instead of just vanilla jungle planks, but I haven't found anything that really sticks out to me as like the best thing. So for now, it's just going to be jungle planks. The middle is slanted jungle planks. This border is cut tough columns. And also, just to be thorough here, these things are dark oak logs, overgrown dark oak logs, flowering dark oak logs, and reinforced dark oak logs. These are all just made with the stone cutter. Now I do need to kind of copy this design over to here and also figure out how I'm going to adjust the shape, because as you can see, I needed more space and this is already like a little cramped. This is touching the wall, so yeah, I have to, I don't know. I need to plan a bit more. Anyway, for now, nether cake, wires. Also gonna make some molds, which will finally let me make glass. I can also make some windows once I have that. Then I can make rubber sheets, because I can make rubber with the sulfur. I'm also gonna have to get raw rubber pulp though, which I can get from centrifuging sticky resin, which I can get from rubber logs. And I found some rubber trees when I was chopping down some dark oak, so I actually have some saplings. I need to figure out where to make like a tree farm. Not sure. Also set up a little bit of automation on these furnaces because they can auto input and auto output. So I've set the left face of this furnace to be the output, right face of this one, top face is the inputs, and the back face is fuel. And I hope this works with buckets. Now I don't know what happens when this just gets turned into a regular bucket, but I guess I'll find out. It just stays there. Okay, that's... Oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. Ooh, it gets output back over here. Interesting. Okay, I can live with that. After a bit of crafting, I got my wires done, I got my molds done, I even made some glass. But I feel like glass is a bit too expensive right now for me to use as a building material, so instead, I think I'm gonna wrap up today by making the nether cake. I need obsidian, which means I need a steel mining hammer, or pickaxe I guess, but I made the hammer, and I need a cake base, which needs milk. And I don't think I've seen any cows? Maybe I have, I'm not sure. Well, I don't have any cows here, that's for sure, so I'm gonna have to go look for some. Look at this crazy movement tech I found for going downstairs quickly. It's gonna hurt your eyes, so be warned. I'm just spamming shift, and it just like pulls me down. It's really gross, but it's a lot faster, so there you go. Now, obsidian. Well, that was easy to find. I have to say, I really love the grappling hook. It's just so fun. Uh-oh. I caught myself. Whew. That was close. That was dangerous. Whole lot of chickens and no cows. Ooh, here's some mud. Yes, I'm excited about mud because it looks nice. Hello. Oh shit, did I bring a bucket? Oh, thank God. And the final gold block. And done. The nether cake. We will deal with this next time. I hope you enjoyed the second episode of Monifactory. By the time this episode comes out, I will have done a stream, so it's possible that the base will be even more complete at the start of next episode, but I'll go through all of the different changes. I will never do any progression on stream, so if you're not a stream watcher or a VOD watcher, you won't miss any progression by missing out on the streams. Only building and infra scaling, that's it. So, next time, we will enter the nether, get some rubber, make some LV components, and possibly enter LV. See you next time.